Hey there, this is Lee from Play Guitar Academy. I help frustrated guitar players get back to getting better at the guitar. Today in part 2 of my Stuck in a Rut mini-series, we're going to talk about my guitar self-assessment. Most likely if you're watching this or listening to this, most likely if you're listening to this, you're on your own. You're setting your own course. You're trying to learn this thing and you're setting your own course, and that's okay. There's a problem with that though. The problem is it's not so easy to do when you don't have a good idea where you've been and where you need to go. You're going to waste a lot of time. And there's ways that you can do this. We don't think about this much. It's much easier to focus on playing, a few new songs. It's easier to do the fun stuff than it is to look in the mirror and see where you're really at and what people hear when they listen to your playing. That's not so much fun. Let's take a good look in the mirror today, and we're going to take a self-guitar assessment. It's not difficult to do. It's very easy. There's only 3 parts, and it works no matter if you started yesterday or if you've been playing as long as I've been playing. It's for everybody. What's the most important part of the assessment is that you write it down. It's the most important part. You take a minute. It could be on the computer or on a piece of paper. You could print it out from the computer, but you write this down. You need something you can see in the future when you come to these places where you're unsure of how you're doing or where you're going. So there's 3 parts to this assessment, and this I get from helping people with this. These are things that I think when I watch somebody. So I'm thinking, how can I help somebody who's in a situation who doesn't have the means to have someone help them out there? How can we get people back happy with the guitar again? Step 1, your history. Write down your history with the guitar. The guys here in the chat know when we start coaching, one of the first things I ask you is, give me a little history about your guitar playing. It's important where you've come from. Okay? When you start anything, when you can remember why you wanted to play in the first place, it's very important. We get away from that a lot. Remind yourself why you wanted to do this in the first place. And then we want to write down our skill path. Where did you start? What did you start learning first? And then what came after that? And what came after that? And it can be general. You don't have to be specific about that. It could be like I've written down here. I started learning chords, and then I jumped right into songs because I wanted to use those chords with songs. But then I had to backtrack. I realized I needed to, so I worked on rhythms and strumming patterns after that. And eventually I tried a few scales. It could be something as simple as that. It does not have to be detailed, okay? Just something where you can see I started from here, went to here, went to here. How did you build the foundation of your playing that you're currently standing on to date? Let's talk about the second part of a self-assessment. We need to be critical. We need to see what's going on, to take a look. We need to listen to our playing. And what does that involve? That involves recording yourself. Scary, right? Do you remember the first time you heard your voice recorded? And it didn't sound the way it sounds in your head, right? Do you remember that feeling, that uneasy feeling? Oh, is that what I sound like? So that's not what I feel like I sound like. What we feel like and what we actually sound like are totally different, 2 totally different things. So I want you to record your playing. Record a few songs that you like. If you're a lead guitar player, record you playing several different leads and different styles that you like to play. Play something that is your own and play some cover songs. Record yourself. Video if you can. That will just give you more information. Okay? So take an afternoon, take an hour, and put your phone there, press record, and just play. Just record your practice session. That'd be great. Okay? And this is where we stop. Once you've recorded that, I don't want you to look at it for a day or two. I want you to put it away. I want you to have fresh ears and fresh eyes when you look back at it. So give it a few days. Forget about it. Go on about your life. And then the day or two when you come and you sit down at your practice space and you're ready to start practicing again, put your assessment page out and press play. And write down 2 columns. Real simple. What'd you like and what didn't you like about your own playing? And top of memory, just top of your head, just as you're playing it, go, oh, okay, there's that. I know one time I did this and I was really surprised at my chord playing. I was pressing, this was in my 20s, I think. I was already playing in bands, and when I listened back to myself playing, my chords sounded out of tune. I didn't understand why my chords were sounding out of tune. I was using a guitar with very high frets, and I was pressing down extremely hard on those, and it was pushing the chord notes out of tune. And I didn't catch it. And I'm sure other people who were listening to my playing did. I don't know how long I had been doing it. Probably since I had that guitar with the higher frets. I was still playing like I was using heavy strings with lower frets. And I didn't catch it. It just didn't occur to me. I didn't hear it. I wasn't listening for it. And I was very surprised about that. And immediately went to do something about it. Okay? And I was better for that. Just for listening. So we have the 2 columns, what you like, what you didn't like. And when you go through that, you got a snapshot of where you are as a player right now from your own point of view. And you're going to be able to see the holes in your foundation. You can't get angry at yourself. Oh, I guess you could, but you shouldn't get angry at yourself for your opinions about your own playing. Right? There's no agenda like with somebody else might say some stuff about your playing. This is from you, and you're being objective. You've given yourself some time. You can see where the holes in your foundation might be. Then you look at what you've got. You read, especially the negative part, what you didn't like about your playing. And if you can look back at your history, part 1 that we did, you look back at your history and then try and find the holes in your history with the parts of your playing that you think you need to work on. You're on the path, right? That's it. That's the best. That's the best information that you can get, and you don't have to feel bad about it. You don't have to feel, wonder if somebody's trying to insult you or anything like that. It's coming from you. That's where you stand at this point. And that is important knowledge. And these 2 parts are very, very easy. Your history and being critical. Then part 3, putting it all together, and you've got exactly where you want to go. Thanks for watching the video. Make sure you check out all the other videos in this series, and also like and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you don't miss out on any of the new stuff I have coming out. I've got a free gift for you. It's a free video blues lead guitar course. It's called Get Your Blues Solos Under Control. It's over at freeblueslesson.com. It's the 6 steps that will take your blues soloing from not knowing what you're doing to playing all over the neck and tearing it up. Okay, I'll see you in the next video. Thanks so much for watching.